Your pattern works, or doesn't, because of this choice. The fabric suggestions on the back of an envelope are more important than most people realize, but they're not there to limit your creativity. In this video, I'll show you how to read the fabric recommendations, what they're really telling you about the weight, the drape, the structure, and how to choose fabric so actually work with the design. We'll also talk about nap, what it means, and does your fabric have one, and how it affects how much fabric your pattern needs, and how it affects the cutting layout. Once you understand this section, you'll feel a lot more confident at the fabric store and start making confident choices. At fabrics right here, this is all the fabric suggestions. Doesn't mean that that's the only ones you can do. This one says challis, crepe back satin, double georgette, lace, lightweight linen types. So I'm looking at this right away going, okay, this is a woven, it's meant for wovens, because there's a lot of patterns out there, and they'll probably say it real small somewhere, meant for knits only. So for starters, do you know the difference between a woven and a knit? And I ask a lot of my beginner students this, and they don't know. And I'm a little shocked sometimes, but then, I guess we don't know about fabrics. So knits are the stretchy knits that we wear a lot of, t-shirts, knit, relaxed pants kind of thing. Wovens are what shirts are made out of, the collared button-down shirts, dresses, but dresses can be made in knits or wovens. I also have a video on woven and knits. What's the difference? So in looking at this pattern instructions, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, it's a woven. And then by them saying a challis fabric is a very loose weave, soft fabric. It's actually got like, I don't know, the weave is a little different. It's not so structured. Crepe back satin is a soft woven fabric. It's got it says crepe back satin, so it's again the crepey, like a challis has like a crepe weave. There's different types of weaves. So there's fiber, which is like cotton, silks, polyesters, different fibers, and there's the weaves, which all of these come together and make fabric. So I have videos on all this too. Double georgette is another crepe. So looking at this going, it must be like they want crepey, like loose weaves. Georgettes are beautiful fabrics. They're like denser than a chiffon, and they're drapey. So I'm looking at this going, okay, they want a drapey fabric, because maybe the fabric store doesn't have any of these basic fabrics, but they have something similar. So if you're fashion sewing, you want to know about fabric. So you really, that's what we work with, right? So really get to know some fabric. Now I love this book here, Sewing, Stitch, and Textile Bible. I like the textile part of this right here. And they give all of these, they'll be like, what's canvas, what's corduroy? And they give some sentences about it. And then they have the pictures of some of them, like, and it's broken down, heavyweight fabrics. Then this one is it cashmeres, chintzes, satines. One thing I always suggest my students do is going to the fabric store and definitely looking around at all the sections. Like you might see, here's the flannels, here's the fleeces, here's the bottom weights, they call them. Here's like the silky drapey fabrics. Those are so hard to work with. Don't do that, by the way. I always say start with wovens first. But really getting to know different types of fabrics, buying an 1/8 to 1/4 of a yard and having a strip of it and then labeling it, writing right on it from what it says on the bolt, what it is. And then if you ever want to do burn test, I have a whole video on that. And what is a burn test? It is finding out what fibers they're made out of. Actually, when you buy it, the bolt should say, is it 65% polyester, 35% cotton? Is it a blend, or is it 100% cotton? Is it linen? Is it flax? It'll say it on there. So write it on there. Take a picture of the end of the bolt, write it on the piece of fabric, and then you start your own little textile folder. And then you know what the fabrics are, and then you get really good at it, and you won't need it anymore. But probably refer back to it a lot. You'll think, I want the fabric like this. And then you're like, oh, okay. And then you have it written on there, and then you start your own little catalog of fabrics. Now this is, so I go through all the fabrics, and then I'm thinking, okay, this is what they're suggesting, the designer made this pattern, is gonna work the best in here. So I would look at it and go, okay, probably not good for a really tightly woven fabric or a bottom weight fabric, or it says silky types. It also says jersey in here and knit. So this is actually good for a knit too, because knits, you know, they don't have to stretch. You can actually just use them like that. And obviously some knits don't stretch as much, and those are actually definitely good with these. So you can use knits on a woven pattern, but you can't do it vice versa. If it says knits only, that pattern is cut to utilize the stretch in a fabric. So it might be cut smaller, and they're using the stretch in there. Now also next to the width of the fabric, 45 or 60, are these little stars. Do you know what the stars are for? You go down, you look here, it says 1 star is without nap, 2 stars is with nap, 3 stars is with or without nap. So what is nap? I have a video on that also. Nap is the direction of the fabric. Some fabrics have a shading issue. So if you lay it one way, it kind of appears dark. If you turn it the other way, it has a lighter part. That's called pile nap. Then there's directional nap, and that is when there's a pattern and it's all going one way. Like let's say you had ducks, and all the ducks are going up. You wouldn't want to cut your garment some up, some down like that. So that's called a directional nap. Now when you have a nap in a fabric, a lot of times you need more fabric because you have to cut it a certain way. You're not as free to just put the pattern pieces up or down, you know, kind of facing up deal. So when it says with or without nap, that means that the way they suggest to cut it is all the pattern pieces, or you probably cut waist down, like from their waist down or top down, and all in one direction. So that's how, like, the pattern pieces will fit freely into the width of the fabric like that. When it says with nap, it really matters because the pattern pieces are a little tighter in there, and they have the pattern pieces cut like in their markers, which when we open this up, I'll show you what the cutting layouts are. They're called markers. My first job in the garment district was making these markers, so I got to know this really well at a very young age. But with or without makes a big difference in the yardage you need, so that's what those little stars mean. So take a look at that video on nap, and then you'll really understand what it means. In the next video, we're going to talk about notions, all the little pieces that you need to put your sewing project together. I'm Chanel from Future Fashion Designers Sewing School. Let's keep sewing smarter.